All right, what's going on, everybody? Really excited to be back here in the film room today because, as you can see, we have a very exciting breakdown that we're going to dive into here with Jaden Walk-Green from Corona Centennial out in Southern California, top 300 recruit in the country, one of the best safeties in this entire 2027 class. And as you can see, he had 10 interceptions last year, 117 tackles, 700 all-purpose yards, forced a fumble, scored 7 touchdowns. What he also didn't mention here is he's also a really good baseball player. So we're dealing with a two-sport athlete here, a guy who, as you can tell, being kind of that multiversity, that multifaceted athlete, he's going to be able to do some things. And again, everywhere, he is everywhere. He's around the ball. You don't register 117 tackles and 10 interceptions without constantly being around the ball. Just a playmaking mentality. Now, he's listed about 5'10", 180 or 5'11", 185, and you can see the type of athlete that he is on this first clip. I mean, this is just, you do not see a lot of highlights like this for defensive backs. And the interesting thing about him too is the competition that he's playing is really, really good. And he's at one of the best programs in the entire country. They're a national renowned program, and he's playing really, really good competition too. So I think when you are contextualizing all that, when you're watching the film and you're keeping in mind the production, you're seeing what's happening, and you're thinking to yourself or contextualizing, like I said, who it's coming against, it just makes it that much more impressive. And just the playmaking mentality and ability like that, like we see in these first 3 clips, he's going up and attacking the ball. He's playing it with conviction. He's playing it with confidence. We see that there. I mean, this is a great clip to kind of pause and dissect a little bit more, because you can tell, or you can see that he's playing kind of this split field safety role. You're going to see him trigger, or he kind of spun down. It looks like we see it a little bit later, but you can tell he's spun down a little bit. He's coming down, trying to man this 2x2 look here, and he sees number 2, lead to the flat, and we see him trigger, wait, see the fumble, boom, scoop it up and go. And that's, again, it seems like a small thing, but it's important for safeties to play with conviction, to play with confidence, as we mentioned, but also to play fast, right? Not be thinking so much and not be stuck, kind of like stuck in mud, almost stuck in sand, where you can't move, or you're a step behind. And that's the thing about that position is you see guys who are great athletes, great testers. Even in the NFL, you see some of the best athletes and some of the better testers, and that's what we mean by athletes, right? When they go to the combine and they're testing and things like that, they're not always the best safeties in the NFL, because again, there is so much conceptually that goes on with that position. And I want to run this one back too, because again, it's just a great play to be patient on the route. He's getting this over route by number 3. And the routes are developing, vertical routes are developing, balls are overthrown, go up and make a play. And that's the other thing about him too, is like the confidence and the conviction aspect that we talked about as it relates to triggering downhill and being that safety to play top down. You see it when he's playing the ball as well. And that's the thing. When balls are in the air, you want to go get them. And that's what makes, some of the best receivers that we see today is they go get the ball. They play above the rim. And he can do that, which is especially impressive for like we said, for a guy who's around 5'11". So, man, Jaden Walk-Green, this dude right here, I do think, he is a 4-star and he is a top 300 player, like I said. I do think he should be ranked a little bit higher, which, that rankings and such are obviously a conversation for a different day, but just watching the film, seeing the production, seeing what he can do, with the ball in his hands, seeing what he can do before the ball is in his hands as well. And before, he's around the ball. I just really, really love his film. And I think, again, the ability to play, play ahead of the script, ahead of schedule a little bit, to see it, to anticipate, it's important. It's so important for this position. He does those things well, and that's why I really, really do think he's going to find success at the next level. And we got to end on a pick 6 here. We cannot end with an interception going back for a touchdown. The other thing I want to mention too and make note of is guys who take the ball away, they do it at every level. You'll go back and you'll notice guys who took the ball away in college did it at the NFL. So it's a very translatable trait. And again, another reason, another aspect as to why I think he'll find success.